Let's talk about something that hits every man right in the gut: rejection. But here's the thing. What if I told you that rejection isn't just something to survive, but an opportunity to level up? Today, I'm sharing a proven 3-step process that doesn't just help you bounce back, it transforms you into someone stronger than before. Before we dive into the solution, let's face the raw truth that nobody talks about. Think about your favorite dish. No matter how amazing it is, not everyone will love it. That's not a flaw in the dish, it's just how preferences work. The same applies to rejection. It's often just a mismatch, not a judgment of your worth. Here's where most men get it wrong. They let the rejection write their story. But it's actually your response to rejection that shows your true character and value. Every rejection is like a GPS, recalculating your route. It's not a dead end, it's directing you toward what actually aligns with your path. The no's are literally clearing the way for your perfect yes. Now, before we dive into the specific steps, let's understand the 3 core pillars that make this recovery process so powerful. These aren't just concepts, they're your foundation for turning rejection into rocket fuel for growth. The first pillar is emotional intelligence. This isn't about suppressing your feelings, it's about becoming their master. Think of your emotions like weather, they come and go. Your job isn't to control the weather, but to learn how to navigate it skillfully. Start noticing how you typically react to rejection. Do you get angry? Withdraw? Understanding your patterns is the first step to changing them. This awareness becomes your superpower. It's what separates high-value men from those who remain stuck in reactive patterns. The second pillar is developing a strategic mindset. This is where real transformation begins. Every rejection is actually redirecting you toward a better path, like a GPS recalculating your route to avoid traffic. Instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" This simple shift changes everything. Keep your eyes on your larger goals. Rejection is just one move in a much bigger game you're playing. The third pillar is action-based recovery, because motion creates emotion. Channel that intense energy from rejection into productive actions. It's like turning the force of a wave into electricity. Create specific, achievable steps forward. This isn't about vague goals, it's about concrete actions. Focus on generating new opportunities rather than dwelling on closed doors. Let's dive into step 1, and this might surprise you. We're going to embrace the pain, not run from it. But there's a specific way to do this that turns pain into power. Here's something counterintuitive. Set a specific time frame, say 30 minutes or even a full day, where you allow yourself to feel everything. No suppression, no manning up. Think of it like draining an infected wound. You need to get it all out, but in a controlled way. Grab your phone or a notebook and write down everything you're thinking and feeling. This isn't just therapy, it's gathering intelligence about yourself. The patterns you discover here will be invaluable for your growth. While you're documenting, pay special attention to what exactly hit you hardest about this rejection. Was it the timing? The way it happened? This information becomes your roadmap for building resilience in specific areas. Remember that intense energy you're feeling? It's like holding a live wire. Instead of letting it burn you, we're going to use it to power your next moves. This might mean hitting the gym, starting a new project, or taking action on something you've been putting off. The moment of rejection is like a fork in the road. You can either take the low road that leads to more pain, or the high road that leads to growth. Let's compare these paths side by side. The difference between these responses isn't just about immediate reactions, it's about who you become in the process. When you try to get even or plot revenge, you're actually giving away your power and extending your pain. It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to get sick. Maintaining your composure isn't about suppressing emotions, it's about channeling them wisely. Think of it as investing your emotional energy rather than spending it. Venting on social media or creating drama might feel good in the moment, but it's like putting a billboard up that says, "I can't handle rejection." Your future opportunities are watching. Process your feelings privately with trusted friends or a journal, while showing the world your growth and resilience. This is how you build a reputation as someone who handles challenges with grace. Turning to excessive drinking, risky behavior, or letting yourself go, this is like scratching an itch until it bleeds. It only deepens the wound. Use the energy of rejection to fuel meaningful improvements in your life. Each rep at the gym, each new skill learned, each goal achieved becomes your response. Begging, pleading, or trying to negotiate someone's feelings is like trying to push a river upstream. It not only doesn't work, it erodes your self-respect. Accepting rejection with dignity shows incredible strength. It's like being a martial artist who knows when to bow and walk away, not out of weakness, but out of self-respect. Now that we've embraced the pain and chosen our high-value path, it's time for step 2, rewriting the story of what this rejection actually means. Here's a powerful shift. Stop seeing yourself as someone who was rejected and start seeing yourself as someone who was redirected. Think about it. How many success stories start with, and then my original plan worked out perfectly? Almost none. The plot twist is often the best part of the story. Every rejection creates a vacuum, and nature hates a vacuum. Ask yourself, what doors can only open because this one closed? Maybe it's time to pursue that business idea, or finally take that solo trip you've been putting off. The opportunity is always there, hidden in plain sight. You're not just living your story, you're actively writing it. Instead of letting rejection be the climax, make it the turning point. The question isn't, why did this happen to me, but how will I use this to create something even better? The best revenge isn't getting back at someone, it's moving forward so powerfully that you never look back. Your next chapter isn't about what you lost, it's about what you're about to gain. And trust me, when you're focused on writing an amazing next chapter, you won't have time to reread the old ones. Before we move to our final strategic step, let's install these 4 powerful beliefs that will transform how you see rejection forever. First, rejection is actually selection. Every no is filtering out what's not aligned with your path. Think of it like a sophisticated GPS system, redirecting you away from traffic jams you can't even see yet. The universe isn't punishing you, it's protecting you. Second, growth requires friction. Just like building muscle requires resistance, building character requires challenges. Every rejection is like a rep in the gym of life. The burn you feel? That's you getting stronger. Third, your value is internal. Your worth isn't determined by someone else's capacity to see it. Think of yourself like gold. Its value doesn't change whether someone recognizes it or not. Their response is about them, not you. Fourth, the best is yet to come. This rejection isn't the end of your story, it's the setup for something better. Remember, every great success story has chapters of setbacks. You're not in your final chapter yet. Now we've reached step 3, the strategic reset. This isn't just about moving on, it's about moving up. Let's break down exactly how to do this. First, create your 90-day growth blueprint. Why 90 days? Because it's long enough to see real transformation, but short enough to maintain urgency. Map out specific goals in your physical, mental, and social development. This isn't about getting over the rejection, it's about using it as rocket fuel for your evolution. Next, upgrade your environment. Look around. What in your current surroundings reminds you of the rejection or keeps you stuck? Maybe it's certain locations, social media feeds, or even some friendships that no longer serve your growth. It's time for a strategic cleanup. Think of it like reformatting your hard drive for better performance. Now, let's expand your connections. The key here isn't just meeting new people, it's meeting new people who align with where you're going, not where you've been. Join groups, attend events, or take classes that put you in contact with growth-minded individuals. Every new connection is a potential door to opportunities you haven't even imagined yet. Focus on acquiring new skills or leveling up existing ones. This serves 2 purposes. It builds your confidence and increases your value. Choose skills that excite you and have practical applications. Maybe it's public speaking, a new language, or that certification you've been putting off. Remember, while others are stuck in their comfort zones, you're expanding yours. Finally, develop a crystal-clear vision of your future self. Who are you becoming? What does your life look like 12 months from now? This isn't just daydreaming, it's strategic visualization. Every decision you make should be filtered through one question: does this align with where I'm going? Your future self will thank you for the choices you make today. Here's the ultimate truth that I want you to tattoo on your mind. You weren't rejected, you were redirected to something extraordinary. Let this sink in deep because it's transformative. Rejected implies you lost something meant for you. Redirected acknowledges that you're being guided toward what truly aligns with your highest path. And extraordinary, that's what awaits those who have the courage to trust this redirection. Think about it. How many success stories started with what seemed like rejection? Steve Jobs got fired from Apple before returning to make it the most valuable company in the world. The rejection you're facing today might just be the setup for your greatest comeback story. Let's wrap this up with a clear action plan that you can start right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. As soon as this video ends, grab a notebook or open your Notes app. Spend 30 minutes mapping out your next 90 days. What skills will you develop? What habits will you build? What goals will you achieve? Remember, clarity is power. This week, start upgrading your environment. Unfollow accounts that don't serve you, rearrange your living space, and distance yourself from people who drain your energy. Your environment shapes your mindset, and your mindset shapes your future. Within the next 30 days, find and join 2 communities aligned with your goals. Maybe it's a fitness group, a business mastermind, or a skill development workshop. Surrounding yourself with growth-minded people accelerates your own growth. Commit to mastering one high-value skill in the next 90 days. Whether it's public speaking, digital marketing, or financial literacy, pick something that excites you and has practical value. Track your progress, celebrate small wins, and remember, the person who rejected you might just end up impressed by who you become.